Hello, hello. It is Saturday, the 25th of September. And good morning to everyone. I see I have one or two on. We're just going to wait and give everybody a chance to get on this morning. Let me do a share to remind everyone that things are happening. It is a gorgeous day outside. I don't know how it is in your area. I see Miss Carrie. Hello, Carrie. So I'm just getting things situated here. You'll hear noise in the background because we do have stampers in the house. Yay! Hello, Miss Beverly. My stamper, Miss Coffee, is here today, but she's working on a totally different project than what we're working on this morning. And so this is the card we're going to be doing today. And it's going to involve some pastels, the chalks. And I've picked a couple colors out of there that we're going to use, which it has the colors on the background here, but like I said, we're giving it just a minute. Hey, Miss Karen Byerly. We can get started. I am Carolyn Bosley, Independent Stampin' Up demonstrator, and you're with us today watching through the Inky Gatherings group. If you have family and friends, just share the video coming through to those family and friends that you think might be interested, and let's see if we can grow the community just a little bit more. Hey, Miss Missy. So we're going to be working with chalks today, and anything that you see that we are working with, we can place an order. You can go to inkygatherings.stampinup.net, and that will allow you to shop with me now and go ahead and order whatever you would like. You can order from the annual catalog. You can order from what we call the Holiday Mini. And there's also a clearance section through Stampin' Up. So when you go online, you have all those choices. This is our annual catalog. Then we also have, let me fold it. I had it folded where I was looking at a stamp set earlier. So, and then we have the mini catalog. Okay. And then by ordering through one of these or the clearance or a combination of all, you can, through the 30th of September, coming up short, today's the 25th, you are able to get some of these great products from the Celebration catalog. And if you go back and look at some videos through the last couple months, you can see where I have showed or demonstrated several of these products, but it's just lots of pretty, pretty things. If you and your friends get together and host a $300 party, then you're able to get the free stamp set in the back of the book, as well as 12% credits toward any products in the catalogs or the clearance items, so as well as your celebration items. So that's a great, great thing. Now, the stamp set that we are using today, in which I have no idea where it went. We will find it. At least have the stamps off of it. Ah, here we go on the shelf. Is Love of Leaves. And that set is located on page 115 of the annual catalog. And I know I've used it before in different type cards, but here it is. It's an $18 set. It's photopolymer. Very, very neat set. It's sort of got that distinctive look to it, to where the shadowing and shading is there. Hey, Miss Sharon. So let me make sure everybody is still with me. And I'm not on a delay here. Can everybody still see me? There we go. So thank you. Thank you for letting me know you're there. So let me put these catalogs away for the moment. If you have any questions, just be sure and ask. But again, this is a photopolymer, Love of Leaves, $18. Hope changes everything. I thought of you today. Your friendship is something I know I can count on. Hello. I'm so glad you're in my life. And the card that I did first was I thought of you today card. And then the one we're going to do today is the same style, same design, but we're going to be using hello across the banner on the front. Okay, so I'll put that over to the side. And let's see. Couple house cleaning items. Don't forget, anyone who qualifies with a celebration order of $50 or more during the celebration time frame gets put into a drawing from me. This is from me personally. And another way to get in that drawing is to share these videos on Saturday. Another option is to, I'm trying to think all the different options. Share, subscribe to the YouTube. These videos, I'm now uploading the Saturday videos to YouTube. So if you subscribe to the link YouTube, let me know, and you'll get another entry into a prize drawing, and that's going to be a prize bundle from me, not out of the it's items that are Stampin' Up, but not necessarily what the Stampin' Up calls a bundle. It's a bundle from me, products that I have for you. That's the first contest. The second contest is the postmark or delivery contest, and in addition to making cards, you have to either postmark or mail them by September 30th. Postmark or mail them, or hand deliver them, I should say, by the 30th. And then you have to send me a little note telling me how many names or how many cards that you did mail or hand deliver for the month. And the rules, they have to be handmade cards, all Stampin' Up product, of course. Hello, Miss Tammy. Again, Stampin' Up product. It can be old, retired. It can be new, Stampin' Up. It can be paper pumpkin. That's Stampin' Up product. So any of those things, the cards just have to be Stampin' Up. And again, I have to get an email or a message from you dated no later than the 30th of September. And you'll be put into a drawing for a separate drawing for a prize bundle. Okay, so lots of prizes to be given away here shortly by that first week in October. It'll take me just a few days to get through them all, but the first week in October we will get it done. We also have October 2nd, World Card Making Day, so plan a little bit of extra things for that day. I'll soon get out an agenda for that. Those of you that were with me last year, we had huge prizes, huge amount of prizes. We had lots of contests and lots of activity going on that day. So we've changed up a few little things for the agenda, but I think you will absolutely love it, love it, love it. So I guess you're tired of hearing me talk about those type of things, so let's get into making our card. What do you say? So this is the card. It is white cardstock. It is cut at 8.5 by 5.5. It's scored at 4 1/4. Good morning, Sharon. Then we have a blue layer. Now, I've changed it up just a little bit. I decided to cut down my layer just a little bit more. So this one is 4 by 5 1/4. And then the white layer is 3 3/4 by 5. And then you just make a banner to match based on whatever greeting you're doing, okay? This I actually use 3/4 of blue by the width of the blue, navy blue cardstock, not of navy. And then just cut off a little piece of white to match. And then we also use some linen thread, and we use some of these matte decorative dots. So I'm going crazy with these matte decorative dots. They're working really well with all of my items. and all of my cards. So let's get to it, shall we? What do you think about that card? Do you like it? I just think it's sort of light, it's airy, and can be used for lots of different things. So what do you think? Tell me what you're thinking. Now, we're going to pull out, you know, that tool that I love so well. That's the best tool since sliced bread. So we're using the end that comes out. I normally am using my pointer end or pick tool end, but this time I have turned it over, and that's simple to do, okay? And we're using the spatula side. Thanks, Coffee. I forgot my words. I forgot my words. Thanks, Bev. So, and the reason we're doing this is that, okay, so one thing I will say, when you get your pastels, make sure you keep the box, okay? There's just 2 little tape tabs on the end. Just keep that. You know, throw away those, but keep this because this is your storage. And the pastel, soft pastels come in a rectangle form, block form as we call, and there's a little foam piece in there that stores them for you. So, thank you, Karen. So I'm going to put that to the side. The 2 that I have brought out is Night of Navy and also Granny Apple Green, I believe were the 2 colors that they were actually called. You actually get Coastal Cabana, Daffodil Delight, Gorgeous Grape, Granny Apple Green, Mango Melody, Mossy Meadow, Night of Navy, and Poppy Parade. So a lot of good chalky pastel colors, okay? Now, I'm just going to lay those to the side. I've got my 2 blocks out. And you don't need lots. So what I'm doing is taking my spatula in and literally just scraping some off for me to use. And again, it does not take lots. And you can always do more. Okay, look there. That's all I'm going to do for right now. Lay that to the side. Then I'm going to take my Granny Apple Green. There we go. If I hold it down, I get more. So, okay. So there's my Granny Apple Green. And again, just leaving it laying there. This is just on a scratch sheet of paper so that I can use that. And let's lay my little tool right there. And you can see where I had a piece practicing. So I was just going to show you what I do. So I'm also, I had pulled out both color ink pads just in case, not knowing what colors I wanted to do my greeting with. So I have the Night of Navy and I have the Granny Apple Green. But the main pad that we're going to be using today is the Versamark, okay? That's really all you need, that and your pastel. So I'm just inking this up. And again, just going to show you what I do. And I don't have my mat under there, so I'm hoping that's okay. And again, this is just a practice to show you how to get started. I just sort of roll my Q-tip, using a Q-tip, and run get a couple out of my jar this morning. I had forgotten them. And I've got the green on there. And then on the other end, I'm doing my other color, which is the Night of Navy. So Granny Apple Green and Night of Navy. And I'm just sort of going to start in the center. And it's just a real light feel. Okay, real light. You can always go back over and add more. Okay, you can always add more. And just, I'm going up from the center with the dark pieces, or the darker chalk first. And you can see how that leaf starts to develop, okay? Because you can almost see a small leaf right there, okay? And then, simply, I am turning the Q-tip over to the other end, and you can have separate, you know. Well, Tammy, you will need to grab these. Hey, Miss Greeting. So then, just get into your green, your Granny Apple Green, and just finish out your leaf. Again, as dark or as light as you would want to make it. I learned this technique from Betsy, Cobbie's sister, so I want to thank her because I had fun doing it when I first did at her house. And you can change colors. It doesn't have to be this stamp set. Pull out a floral set you have, or you know, a background set, and just work at developing the colors. And you know, you might, now you know me, I don't have a lot of that patience, so I just work at quick and simple, some easy type cards. And you pull that up close so you can see. I hope you can. You can see how that is developing. And the more pastels you rub on, the more pastels you get. Okay, so that was just my sample to get a feel for how the inks were working this morning, how the Versamark, was my Versamark pad wet enough? Do I need to have some more on there? But that is the sample. And you can see I played around with some other colors. Really didn't like them. I sort of muddied some up. That's why it's always good to play with some color choices on a pad or scrap sheet. You can use copy paper, okay? Don't worry about just practicing on copy paper. So, but there you go. That's how easy that is to do. So we're going to lay that one over to the side. Now, we're going to pull in this, and we went a size smaller. So, let me show you what I mean by that. Card base is your standard 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. Okay, I didn't have that scored real well, so we put that there. Then we went with, I'll lay it down here. We went with a size smaller, so this is 3 3/4 by 5, and then we went to 3.5 by 4 3/4. Just gave it a little bit more. I don't know. I just thought I'd try it and see. A little bit of change. So, and then I have my pieces already cut for my band. And then we'll pull out some ribbon or some twine. I may see if I've got some ribbon that works on this one. Who knows what we might have. So, I am going to be nice and be correct and pull out my stamp mat. I did not do that on the first one, and I was fortunate that it stamped properly. So let's pull out my Versamark. And we're going to do one at a time. Okay, just doing one at a time. Close up your Versamark pad when you're not working it. And then we will get started. And if you have enough Versamark on there, you'll be able to see that Versamark print. I don't know if you can see it from where I am working on the table, so I'm going to hold it up here and see, and moving around just a little bit. I don't know if there, you can see just maybe a hint of it. But I can see, so I am just starting in the center. Real lightly. And going to add to get the darkness or the color that I want in there. I don't know, for some reason I always like the darker portion, or the center to be the darker portion. So, who has pastels? Who's going to be working with this? Who has questions? Come on now. Everybody's a little quiet this morning. Need some chatter going on. What is happening? Can you see that blue? Is it dark enough maybe this time? Let's go. I'm just going in a circular motion, and it's just picking up in the center there. So yeah, I think you can see how that's changed. Flipping around to my Granny Apple Green side, and Oh, I'm loving it, loving it, loving it. And your lighter color, you know, if you know for sure where that leaf is formed and you can see, you can sort of scrub it in. I'm sure you can maybe hear my Q-tip scrubbing against the paper. But this is a very, very simple way. You can also pick up and color your items just using the chalk piece itself. And you don't even have to pull this away. Oh, that's pretty. Sort of pleased with that myself. Yeah, I know we still got some work, and there'll be some centers to put on there, but I think that looked pretty good. Yeah, let me see. And they're not expensive. They're not an expensive medium or to use, so it's just really fun to have. But you can also, like this, here's your chalk. Now I'm holding this up so you can see. But you can color. Oh gosh, I may come back and end up using this sample piece. It looks pretty cool. But, I mean, you have to have a hand and you have to get familiar with it. You know, those artists that truly use the chalk as a medium to work with in your pastels, oh, yeah. They're nice. Okay, let's get another one inked up. And when it's a bigger block that I hold in my hands, a lot of times I just use the ink pad and do this. And that can be with your color inks or your Versamark, okay? Now, I'm not going to do this in the same exact direction, but let's come off. I didn't put my pad underneath, but I've got a solid surface. Oh, I think that did well. So, same thing. Same thing. I'll start with my blue. Get my centers going. Anybody have big plans for this afternoon? Anything going on around in your area that you're going to be attending? I've got some Stampin' Up demonstrator things that I have to do this afternoon for some other groups. And don't forget, if you have a private group, we can set up a class just for, you know, even if there's like 5 or 6 of you that you're wanting to do a little party, and it can be an online party for you to earn product, you can do that. Don't forget that you can sign up to be a demonstrator, and that can, ooh, now I just about messed up. I scrubbed too hard on that, but look, it worked. You can sign up to be a demonstrator. It can be a hobby demonstrator. Or it can be for a business. Totally up to you. I'm picking up some more of the Granny Apple Green now to start on the outside of the leaves. But just call me or contact me. Through the 30th, there are some specials going on. Demonstrators can pick it from a bundle. And get extra. And to sign up as a demonstrator, I tell you, if you have an order close to $100, you know, it would pay you to go ahead, because you can pick out $125 worth of product to sign up as a demonstrator, and you only have to pay, it's the $99 plus tax. You cannot go over that $125 on the demonstrator order, but it is just your choice of products. It's not a kit that you have to purchase. You go through the catalog and pick out exactly what you want, as long as it stays within that $125. Okay, who's with me? I'm not seeing chatter. But you have to order it using your own credit card and so forth. I can't order it for you. You know, there's no obligation once you sign up, but to maintain your demonstratorship, then you have to do $300 in a quarter. But remember, you do get a discount off of that amount. So if you have family and friends that might order from you, and you know, you can do what I'm doing. You can go on live just into public groups. You can go do lives into private groups. You can set up just a private group to do it on Facebook. You can also pre-record videos and then upload them to a group so that you're not having to do it live. And that a lot of times takes a little bit of pressure off. Some people like the videos or the lives and some don't. So what do you think? Cobb, what you saying?
Thumbs up for me.
There you go. So then, it's pretty simple. Look there how that picks that up. Have I tried pastels with water? No, but let's see. Do you mean spritzing with water, or do you mean with the water pen, Mitzi? The water pens. Let me know what you are meaning, and we will take a look and see what we can come up with. I've got some scratch paper here. We can definitely play. Oh, I know. Let's try the big wide brush. And oh, I've already got my samples done. Let's see what we can. You guess either way. Well, okay, so this is a water brush, and it's one of the 3-packs. I'm just using my hand to get some water down on there. And I call them water brushes. I'm sorry. They're actually called water painters. Okay, you get a 3-pack now. Used to we got 2 and they were a little bit different, but I'm really liking these. Okay, so this is one thing we're just going to try. We're just going to try to do a water, what would we call this? Wash. A water wash. And let's see what this looks like. And this is totally off the sleeve now, people. Okay. Oh, look there.
I like it.
Okay, so let's do this. I'll clean that in a minute. I'm going to let this dry for just a minute. Do not let me forget to come back to this. Cobb, can I ask you to do me a favor?
Sure.
I have no idea what size this is, but can you put me just a small navy blue mat? Or cut me a navy blue piece to go.
Yep.
Just, I don't need a big one, just the 1/8 inch or whatever around. Okay, so I've put Cobbie to work. See, you come work with me, I make you work, okay? I make you work. Let's see, football on the agenda today and sports tomorrow after church. Tammy, I need you to give me a call or stop by. You had asked about some things, and I have some things pulled. So, and you're done with football for the season after that with porch, or no? Or you're just saying, and you're done with tomorrow after pictures and so forth. Well, good morning, Miss Sharon. Good morning. Yes, it did look like the ocean. I think that is very cool. But we're going to make a card with that in a minute. So let's just go ahead and get back to the one that the sample was. Thank you, Missy, for reminding me that we could do things like that. I think I am going to go ahead. Let's find my... Now, if you're using... oh, I'm not on my paper. This, just remember, you don't have to use as much when you're using the Stampin' Seals. They have just improved adhesive so much that it's unreal. And where I laid that down, I got a little bit of blues there, but that's going to work. I love that. But that's I'm loving that. Okay, so when this dries, we're going to mat this. Oh, that's pretty sweet. Because I don't think this piece was straight, so I may even have to trim that one. Just a tad. But it's wet, so I don't know how easy it'll do. Okay, so then I think that on this one, I'm actually going to do, oops, Cobbie knocked her in the knee, looking for the pop-em-up dot.
She's hit on me all weekend.
I have. I don't know how many times I've said, oops, sorry, Cobb, I didn't mean to bump you. Oops, sorry, Cobb, didn't mean to hit you. Okay, next week is the last week for your grandson teams. That means Gaga's taxi is done until basketball in the spring. Well, you get a little bit of downtime during the winter then. So, okay, so there's that. Then, let's just see. I think, boy, now that was my country tone coming out there, wasn't it? Okay, so let's pull the mat out. And this one just says hello. I thought I'd change it up and do just a little bit different. Do you remember when I was showing banners before? No, I use that as a scrap, and I may be sorry. That may end up being something I really want to use. But let's see. Let's see if I can find another piece of something. Oh, yes. So here we're just going to start what I think is somewhere close to the center. Hello. 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 Don't know why. What is that, a Beatles song?
Hello, hello.
There you go. Look at there. Okay. Hello, hello. Don't know why. Some. I say hello. Say some. I know tunes. I never say I know the words. I go somewhere to sing and I have to put it out on paper because I don't know the words. Okay, so this one we're going to just pull the adhesive back. Oh, and my Tombow adhesive glue finally came. Yay! I should be using it. I was so worried when I ran out of Tombow adhesive. Okay, this may be bad. Scissors. Scissors. I see. No, I don't want to do that. Let's see if I can. Oh, yeah, I can pull that up. Let's put this end on first. If I cut that off, we might have something that is going to offend me and somebody else. So, I had rather trim it off the other side. You know what I mean? Jelly bean. There we go. Thank you, Beverly. I don't know why you say goodbye. I say hello. Hello, hello. See, I know them. Thank you for helping me out with the words. Okay, this is the end pieces of the dimensionals. So, what we're getting here. Looky there. So far, so good. Does everybody agree? So far, so good. And just wait till you see this next piece. Oh, Cobby has it for me right here. Okay, so yes, it's drying. So I'm just letting it dry a little bit since we did that water brush on there. Now, sip of coffee. Oh, and I do, by the way, have my candy stash today happens to be, and I know we have lovers and we have haters. I'm a lover. We have my candy corn. We have the Russell Stover's caramel apple taffy. We have the caramel apple pop. Yeah. And this is my breakfast dessert. I did have a good breakfast. Thank you very much. I had eggs, sausage, cheese, casserole. I don't know what all's in there, but it's good. Kavi makes it on occasion for me, and I'm very appreciative. I did put it in the oven and bake it this morning while she was getting up and ready, so I told her I really slaved hard. You know, she was the one that had put it together and brought it to the fridge, but we were good. So there is also my Russell Stover's dark chocolate raspberry cream pumpkin. Can you tell I like raspberry and caramel apple? So there we go. Let's see now. I think, see, we can just put this on here. Got a little, this is a little bit of linen thread. Well, I do know several. Sharon, I need to send you, I don't know if you saw it or not. I sang, my brother played the guitar, and I sang at our church homecoming. And had a wonderful, wonderful time there visiting with family. Not as many there as we would have liked, but COVID, you know, has hit tough. So anyway, it was on Facebook, and so I'll send you a copy. Oh yes, she has the recipe, Faye. We'll see about messaging you the recipe for her casserole, because it is delicious, and you can set it up the night before. You get it out 15 minutes early, let it sort of, you know, come to room temperature. Get your stove up on 350, and then bake it for 45 minutes, and oh my goodness. Yeah, I love it, I love it, I love it. So, does the Versamark bond the pastel chalks? Well, I'm here to tell you, this piece has been done, how long ago did we go? 2 months, 3 months? About 3 months. And it's not coming off. It's not smearing over onto the paper. I did not put anything on it. You know, these are called pastels. They're not necessarily called chalks. They feel just a little bit different, but I think they're a form of the chalk, maybe with just a different chemistry, makeup, whatever you call it. But it is, they're really good in the way they work. And I can remember in the old days, we used cheap Aquanet hairspray. Sorry if I'm offending anybody that uses Aquanet hairspray today, but I can remember using Aquanet hairspray, and it was cheap. And we used to just lightly spray over chalks and so forth then to set it, but we're not having to right now. So I say yes. Okay. Look at there. Look at there. Look at there. Okay. So I'm so excited how this is turning out. I'm not even waiting on my pick tool to take these off, so that we can also work on another one. I have an idea for this other one. So there we go here. Okay. Oh, so sad that that candy corn was right there where I needed to get that. So let's pull out a couple of these yellows. These are very, very subtle on here until you put them against this blue, and oh my goodness. And I want a couple of these small ones. One. Are you hearing me chew this? So sorry. One, there's 3, 4, you know me and odd numbers. Gotta have another one here somewhere. It must be on the thing before I can use it. That's too big. Need one of the small ones. Oh, you know what? Uh-oh, I left my glue up above that. And I know I've got a sticky still. Okay, so it's back on there. I've got two of the little matte things on here now. Ah, look there. Okay. Finished card. What do you think? What do you think? Yes, we had to use it with the chalk way back when. The hairspray or some type of sealer, but look. I love it. It's just a very simple but airy look. Light, and it really could have been used for a sympathy card. Could have been used for a hello, like I did. Thinking of you, get well. There's just, you hear pitter patter of the little feet. Drummer is coming to say hello. He's been relatively quiet this morning, which surprises me. Okay, let's see what we have here. I have another piece. This is the piece that we did the wash with, just to see how that would work. Okay, now, yeah, they're always right in front of me. Oops. Right in front of me. Hello, drummer. He thinks he's got a treat in here. What he's not remembering is that he got a treat this morning, earlier. And the little dude has got to quit having so many treats, because he is supposed to continue being a little dude. And he's not so little anymore. He's a spoiled one, that's for sure. Okay. Ooh, 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 I just love that. So now, I tell you what I want to do. Oh my. I want, see, I need something different. I'm going to pull out some of the yellow. Yeah, this is the side I won't be using. Oh, boy, I flew a lot out on that one. Excuse me. And I'm just cleaning off my Q-tip because I don't need a whole lot here. So I'm going to pick up some of this yellow. And Red Robin. I'm just trying to decide what it is that I'm going to do to get what I want on here. I want just a little bit more of, dang, let me see. Okay, yeah, I'm using this brush. We're going to see. I don't know. This is totally experimental. Thank you, Melissa or Missy. Let's pick up some yellow now, and then let's just sort of go in a... I know it's not going to make that bright look. I'm just wanting the image of some yellow in the sky. Okay? So, I'm hoping I'm not muddying things, but we're just going to see. Okay. Now, in person, I have what I'm wanting. It may not be that way when we show you the card, but we're going to. Look at there. Now, where is
Good.
my, the sentiments. I never can remember what the name of those are.
Which one? This one?
The large
Not in yours?
set. No.
No.
Give me just a minute, folks. I'm looking for a set. And I know what I want.
Biggest wish.
No, something sentiments is the name.
Sunny.
See, I always forget. And yes, that's what it is. I love. Get this on here. Going with the Night of Navy just because that's the color that's in the card or in the coloring. But it's washed out, so I think this will work. Now let's hope and pray. Just sort of like that. I just sort of do. So then let's take what kind of ribbon I have over there on that bottom shelf. Can you take a look for me?
What colors?
Do I have anything that will go with the navies? Or the... Well, let me see that yellow. What is that?
Plaid.
I think it's going to be this one, and this happens to, and here's how I'm going to pull this in, just simply because I have this color. This is Daffodil Delight, so I'm going to grab some Daffodil Delight cardstock, and
How big is this?
like a layer type sizing. I'll probably have quite a few. That's the color I use all the time. Sorry, I'm getting the rest of this on there.
Right. Do you need it for the base? Or?
No. Let's see about what I'm thinking about doing here. Let's do some cutting. Okay, so now my desk is getting messy. This is turning into an experiment, Missy. So you just have to deal with the mess. Sorry. Do I have any of, instead of this color ribbon, blue, just blue ribbon? Okay, what about... what about the, I was going to say, let's just try the white crinkle for right now. And I'll decide between it and, oh, I do have. Ziploc baggie, there's the baker's twine. I think there's some, nope, next one.
Wait a minute.
Well, let's see. There's black. I was hoping some navy, but no, we'll see. See, total experiment, ladies and gents. Oh, I cut that off too short, didn't I? Or is that card too long? Well, yeah, the card's too long. Oh, I just need it to be cut at 5.5. Hello, drum. Drummer is saying hello.
Yeah, you were a little bit, half an inch big.
Yeah. So now I think, see, I'm still playing. Okay, so.
Another yellow?
Nope. This is that eyeball thing, and Kavi is looking at me like, you are messing up, girl.
She amazes me at her thought process. She really does have one.
Yeah, I really do have one. Okay. See how I brought in that yellow? Yay. So let's Drummer thinks, I think he smells my candy corn, in which the magic word there is my candy corn. Drummer definitely does not get candy, table candy. He will get his little treats, but that's it. So.
I think he just wanted to see the card.
Are you saying I am, oh, messy, Missy, you crazy. Let's see. So, let me just tell you, if there was ink, if he ever got into the ink, I would be in big trouble because he, ooh, looky there. Now, here's where I was going with that call. And yeah, just forget it. There's no tying with it still connected to the ribbon spool from me. It can't happen. It won't happen. I don't know what it is. It's a mental thing, I guess. But hello, Miss Joanne.
Hi, Joanne.
So, okay, yeah. Okay, let's try this one more time. Now, what I'm going to do is scoot this to where it's over to the side so it doesn't interfere with the wordings. And then we are grabbing, this is the Seal Plus. I normally only use it on things that are going to be moved a lot and so forth. This is not, but let's just... Okay, there you go, Missy. So, hey, Miss Ann McGrady.
Hi, Ann.
Covey's saying hello also. So, let's do a recap. This was our sample card that we came in with, showing chalks and everything mounted to use with the matted decorative matte dots. Okay, some linen thread, white, Night of Navy, and then the chalks that I used was the Night of Navy, and thanks for the love, everybody. Night of Navy and Granny Apple Green chalks. Okay, that was the sample. Then this is what we ended up making. Basically, same card. I cut down and made it a little bit smaller. Used hello, hello, hello instead of the I thought of you today, but still using those dots. And then someone asked, hey, have you ever used chalks with water? So what I did, I just took the scrap sheet of cardstock that I had there that had my Granny Apple Green and my blue. I used the large water brush and literally just went like this to get that wash look. Okay, and it was actually water painters. I've corrected myself a couple times. Thank you for understanding that I will probably always call those water brushes. But then love this. Thought you could use some Sunny Thoughts today. And had some old daffodil ribbon. Well, actually, I think this is still current. Mm-hmm. And pulled in the daffodil ribbon by putting a daffodil mat behind there. So yes, Missy, the chalks work great with water and not coming off. So I'm watching to see if anybody has any questions. You can see my candy corn, and I'll share if I were to have a visitor today. Another visitor today.
You better hurry and get here because she hasn't got much left.
There's stores. So I'm finished with my chalks. I'm putting it right back in. Remember, we used the pick tool and just turned the pick tool around. That's how easy that is to be done. And just use the spatula as a scraper for the chalks to get them on my scrap paper. We used the Versamark pad. And the stamp pad today was Love of Leaves, $18. It is a photopolymer set. So hurry up and grab that sucker. Don't forget, if there's anything, when you do order the pastels, keep the cardboard because this is how you store them. That's how easy it is, okay? So, I hope everyone has had a wonderful time trying this. And just get you out a piece of paper and start playing with colors to see how they work, okay? You saw how I was doing that just to get a feel for things. I'm putting caps on everything. Seeing if we need anything else. We used the decorative dots. We used the Versamark. And I think that's it. So we used the Stampin' Seal. We have the words there. Thanks everybody for joining. Thank you, Missy. Yes, very subtle, but now if in person, the colors are wonderfully, and they show up a little bit darker or a little bit more in person. There, I'm holding it up so you can see better. They're great. They are great. So, water and Versamark. Hope everyone has had a great time. Again, Carolyn Bosley, Stampin' Up, Independent Demonstrator. Please ask everyone to join that might be interested. You can get any of these products at inkygatherings.stampinup.net. I'll also, the YouTube Inky Gatherings will also have the Saturday morning lives posted on there, so you can go there also. So until, thank you, Bev, for joining. Thanks, Sharon. Thanks, everybody. Post to me some cards. We're not posting cards. I need to see some cards that you guys are doing. Even if they're not with chalks or pastel, if we've inspired you to do some Stampin' Up products or Stampin' Up projects, stamp those so we can see them. Let's share and everybody enjoy. Okay? Have a great, great day.
All right, ladies, make sure you do get those cards in on here so we can see what amazing ideas you have for using these pastels.
Yes.
Yeah, have fun this weekend.
Have a good one. Bye.